everything with crypto, Bitcoin, Dogecoin, Coinbase has come to a screeching halt and has gone down significantly since Elon's SNL appearance. He came on there, and since the opening monologue when his mom showed up on Mother's Day, and he's like, I got you something for Mother's Day, Mom. She goes, please tell me it's not Dogecoin. He goes, it's Dogecoin.
Yeah.
And then went on and on and on and basically called it essentially a scheme, not a scam, a scheme.
Side hustle.
A hustle. He's like, oh, it's a hustle. Michael Che asked him. Yeah, it's a hustle.
That's comforting, right?
And,
I mean, for the guy that's that influential to
just
joke about it?
Follow the money. Look where it's gone. So ever since his appearance, it has gone down. So something that's also come to the forefront, which I actually appreciate, is like things are coming out there. The good, the bad, the ugly, everything, the negative, the positive. Something that doesn't necessarily coalesce with his whole views on life and his business is the amount of energy that it takes to mine Bitcoin. That's like the one big thing that's coming out there. It's like, yeah, it's digital currency and it's built on the blockchain.
That's a good point.
And all these good things about it, but it's like, yeah, do you realize how much energy it takes? It takes, I showed you the Bill Maher clip.
Can you pull that up, by the way?
I mean,
how much energy it takes to mine
it's crazy.
Bitcoin?
Bill Maher, who is obviously not a fan of crypto, he came out against it, draws a line in the sand, and basically said, this takes a shitload of energy. So you can't be pro-environment and pro-Bitcoin all in the same uniformity right there, because it's an oxymoron because it takes so much energy, yet, if you're pro-environment and, Green New Deal and you're also cryptoed out, it doesn't add up. So here, I don't know what
you can't be more contradictory than to have a car company, right, to get away from fossil fuels, and then you're all into this other thing. That's why I think he's effing with everybody. I really do. I think this is sport for him. What does he have to lose? He's worth $180 billion. This is fun. How else is he going to get any fun? He can't go anywhere. He can't do anything. He goes anywhere, he gets mobbed, right? I think this is his sport. This is his pastime.
Something to keep in mind about Elon Musk is if you go back pre-pandemic, even during like a year ago from now, do you know his net worth a year ago?
Probably under 100.
Oh, dude, it was
40?
like 40 billion, and now he's at over 130 billion. Where's he now? I don't know his exact net worth, but to go that's a different level.
He's number 4 now. He dropped to number 4.
But the point is to go from 40 billion to 130. Like the guy's added 100.
What are you saying though? What's your point with that?
Don't you think your perspective and your God complex will change a little bit when you have another 100 billion to your net worth? Don't you think things might change just a little from your perspective?
I don't disagree. I think there could be something happening there. The other day I was tweeting about how much it costs to make a penny. It's 2.2 cents to make a penny, right? I don't know if you know that it costs 2.2 cents
to make 1 cent.
2.06 cents to make a penny.
Makes no sense.
It costs the Federal Reserve 5.5 cents to produce every dollar bill. 5.5 cents to produce every dollar bill. And here's the kicker: how many hands does a dollar bill or a $5 bill exchange in a year? Let me say that one more time. How many hands? What do you think the number is?
$5 bill, 1,000.
A dollar or a $5 bill? I'm actually curious to know what the viewers will say. How many hands do you think a dollar bill or a $5 bill in a year?
Put me down for 1,000.
You think 1,000 people will touch the dollar bill or a $5 bill? What do you think the number is?
5,000.
It's actually a really interesting number. It's 110.
110?
110 people. It's,
I was way up.
Well, maybe your dollar bill went to too many strip clubs, so they changed way too many hands. But
there's a lot of strip clubs.
There's other body parts that touch too, unfortunately.
Yeah,
so I'm usually the rated R guy. You got 2 PG-13 guys going at it. I like it.
So I have Richard, who they keep telling me that I got to get this guy on. R Hart, who responds and says, "Do you know it costs $40,000 to mine a Bitcoin?" I don't know if it's true or not. He says it costs. Can you type in how much does it cost to mine a Bitcoin? He says $40,000 to mine a Bitcoin. If it costs $40,000 to mine a Bitcoin, are you kidding me? Like, so some of the stuff,
it's not sustainable.
It's not sustainable long term.
Can I make one more point about Elon? We lump him into this category with the one-dimensional nerds, billionaires, the guys that have created something and that they're hyper-focused on technology or building a company like that. In my opinion, I think Elon is 65% business genius, 35% entertainer. I really do. His wife his mom was a supermodel, on the cover of Vogue. I think he is an entertainer almost as much as he is a business tycoon, a tech genius, etc. So some of this is sport for him. He gets more amusement out of this than anybody else with a high net worth.
So I just found a Forbes article, Kai. I don't know if you're looking at the Forbes article. I put, okay, right there. Go right there. It says pull up and press Control Plus to make it bigger so the audience can see it. And can we flip on the camera so the audience can see it as well? Okay, if you go there and take a look, it says, in early 2020, researchers predicted the cost to mine Bitcoin will be around, can you get rid of that? Okay, will be around $12,000 to $15,000 after the block reward halving in May, it halved, like split. But it is now much cheaper to mine Bitcoin, BTC, than the initial estimates. The low breakdown price to mine Bitcoin may leave it vulnerable to correction. Go a little lower. I saw $5,000 to $6,000. Go a little lower, see what else we have on the bottom. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Keep going. Okay, so I, again, 12 to 50 right there. Miners based in China said that the break-even cost to mine Bitcoin hovers around $5,000 to $6,000. The break-even costs around $5,000 to $6,000. Considering the cost to mine Bitcoin for the big mining centers, individuals miners can range $5,000 to $8,000. Miners have more incentive to sell to cover operational costs rather than to hold on to the BTC they mine. So $5,000 to $8,500 to mine Bitcoin. Here's the kicker. He said 40,000, right? Let's say he's right. It used to be 40,000 to mine a Bitcoin. Then it went down to $12,000 to $15,000. Then it goes to $5,000 to $85,000. I think they're gonna find cheaper ways to mine Bitcoin long term. Regardless of it, that's pretty expensive to mine a Bitcoin. What do you think about that?
I'm going to ask a question that I assume half our audience is thinking. How the hell do you mine a Bitcoin? I get it. It's not mining like a gold digger.
Yeah.
You're figuring out computer algorithms. Where'd you go with the gold digger comment? Where were you going with that? It's all
I was going to go somewhere.
The stripper stuff, the gold diggers.
I came back.
No, take it out there. But the one thing that I actually appreciate, and if you guys haven't seen Bill Maher's take on cryptocurrency, it's actually a pretty impressive one, whether you agree with him or don't disagree. Actually, he goes, I've read articles about crypto. I've done research on Bitcoin, and I don't understand it, and neither do you, and especially when it comes to mining. So unless you're living this kind of life, like my buddy Adrian lives in this world, and I'm like, how the bebops doing, and the bitty bops, and the Bitcoins, and the bitty boos. People don't understand this. I know many people who have jumped in on the crypto craze and have no clue what they're doing.
By the way, I don't think you're wrong. I think a lot of people would agree with you. I think a lot of people are clueless and they're acting like they know and they simply have no clue what's going on.
Yeah.
A lot of people are going to look like idiots that are self-proclaimed experts on this right now and are so loud and so adamant about it because there's a good chance that this whole world changes in a few months when it comes to crypto.
You underestimate the power of idiots looking like geniuses. I mean, you have to realize there's a lot of idiots in the world that stuck around and they were patient, banking on what's going to happen long term. And next thing you know, they're living in that $10 million home, driving a nice car, and $15 million in a bank, and you're asking them, how'd you make your money? I simply went into Doge. I went into crypto. I went into Bitcoin. I went to Ethereum. There are people like that out there.
There's something that's got to be said, though, about putting in actual work. There's a lot of Bitcoin millionaires out there who, kudos to them. I'm not talking shit, that weren't working that hard and, they were dealing stuff on the dark web and in the black markets, and they heard about this and they kind of lucked out with where Bitcoin goes. At the end of the day, I think a lot of people just don't want to work that hard and they want to get crypto rich. And I think that's going to be very ugly for a lot of people who just want to get rich quick and don't want to put in the work.
Well, you got crypto rich, no? Well, you're laughing.
That is not how I got rich.
No. No, that's not how you got rich. I'm not saying that. But you experienced a moment of crypto rich in the last 90 days.
Yeah, I did.
Kind of an interesting thing to look at your account and your account said how much?
A lot.
It's a good amount of money, right? That you're
millions.
Talking. Millions, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, what the hell just happened?
Yeah, now I owe money somehow. No.
He's got to go mine it himself.
I just had $5 million in crypto.
Now I owe. All I hear in the back is all our computers are on, and you hear
mining.
It's mining.
Yeah.
You walk into Valuetainment offices.
But that's my point. Is
buildings, electricity came down. We're getting complaints.
I invested in this NFT platform. And I couldn't even spell NFT at the time. But the guy's like, oh, it's a good idea. You got to do it. Blah, blah, blah. So I think there's a lot of people. Look, at the end of the day with crypto, don't invest money you can't afford to lose. So I think a lot of people want to get rich quick. And they're in on this crypto scheme or scam or hustle, whatever you want to call it. Or if it's legit, whatever you want to view it. But this is not work.
By the way, shout out to Chad Williams. He's driving and listening to the podcast. Had nice words to say. while he's listening to the podcast. Chad, appreciate the $50. But I'm going to tell you guys, a guy right here just said something saying Ripple, XRP, is in a lawsuit with SEC, could be the first crypto regulated. 99% of cryptos will disappear. They're also in the Crypto Climate Accord. So here's what it means. If one of them gets regulated, they can use the same case. It is so important for the crypto community to make sure Ripple wins. It is just as important for competitors to make sure Ripple wins as it is for them to, because if they lose, who they could go after is a lot of
How
different
familiar
people.
are you with this Ripple XRP?
As far as what? How,
Just in general, what it is, the business behind it.
I'm not.
So I have two different perspectives here. I have one friend, Ricky spoke to him. He's in Australia, the criminal defense attorney. This guy's like the biggest. He is the biggest advocate for Ripple out there. Again, he's an attorney. He's not a crypto guy. But all he talks, you in on Ripple yet? Yeah, XRP. And then I talked to my buddy Adrian, who's like, dude, don't touch that with a 10-foot pole. It's outdated. It's not going to work. There's lawsuits. So again, it comes down to perspective. Who's right, who's wrong? I don't know. It remains to be seen. But it's speculative. It's not a...
Translation, Adam hasn't made any money on it yet.
That's not true, buddy. That's definitely not
he
true.
made $2,200 in the last 3 years on crypto. You can't. That's real money right there. Okay, so
There's a couple zeros behind that.
He's
Tom.
brewing.
Ooh, look at the way
Tee
he
him
dropped
up here,
that
man.
right
But
there.
it's all
Ladies,
fake money. It's
want
all
me to show
funny
you the
money.
account?
We'll
Is it
see.
in your hand yet?
Why?
No,
Why
no,
is it
it's
funny
in
money? Why
nobody's
can't
I
you
hand.
take it
still
out?
haven't gotten. Go ahead.
Oh, there's a 6-month lockup period.
That's what it
whatever
is.
that is.
Yeah, 6-month lockup
Well,
period.
that sucks.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it is what it is. So if you enjoyed this little short segment from the podcast that we did, here's another short segment to watch. Or if you want to see the entire podcast, click over here. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.